is YouTube? It's Marco! Bing! Back with another video, man. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing us to be here another day. Alright, man. As I was sitting here editing this, I realized that, first of all, there seemed to be a little bit of a delay. I don't know where that is coming from. And also, there was an echo in the background. I thought that I fixed it in this video, but apparently it was in my next video. So I just want to apologize for that. Prepare yourselves. I tried to do the best I could with it to fix it, but it is what it is. It should be fixed in the next video, though, man. So thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn those post notifications on. Today we have week 22 weekly recap, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, just real quick, a little channel update. I am dropping videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now. I'm not gonna lie, I may start sneaking in a video on some of these off days because of the fact that, first of all, the weekly recaps do come out on Sunday, and this is the recap from last week, so I had to catch up on this one. And then so this is week 22. The week 23 recap is out, and that's going to be the next video. So if you guys want to see that, you can watch that one right after this one. But I may start sneaking a couple videos in between days, just because I be dying, low key. I mean, low key, I'm not gonna lie, I be dying to just like I'd be like, I don't want to hold this video, even if it's only for like one day. Like, I'm like, I don't want to hold this video, man. I want to go ahead and drop it. So that may be something. If you guys see a video that's not on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hey, just take it as a blessing. Take it as a blessing. I mean, the schedule helps me, but it also it bothers me just a little bit, just to let you guys know. But let's not waste no more time, man. Week 22, let's go ahead and get into this one, and then week 23 will be dropping next. So keep on the lookout for that one. Let's get into this one, man.
It is week 22 of the NHL season, and we saw the intensity reach a boiling point. We got a wild card playoff race that has about 10 teams and their fan bases holding their breath down the stretch.
So I heard there was a goalie fight. I wonder if it's in this week or will it be in next
here
week?
Every single night. Teams are fighting for their playoff lives. Literally, we got coaches getting fired this late into the season as the stakes get higher and higher.
Vegas coach got fired?
The playoffs. So let's cover everything that happened in week 22 of the NHL season. Now, Monday is just a one game with the Senators versus Rangers. Mika Zibanejad in his 1,000th game is being celebrated.
What's going on here? That says 1080p. Does that look 1080p? That don't look 1080p to me.
Also happens to involve the only two teams he's ever played for. The Rangers fans honor him, and his teammates honor him by putting up the worst performance of the season. 9 shots. That's it. That's the lowest shot total recorded in franchise.
Whoa! About 75% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me. Turn those post notifications on. It really helps the channel out and helps the channel grow. Now, back to the video. It's 1955, yo. 1955. 9 shots is crazy.
History. Rangers are horrible, but the Sens are that good defensively. They can only afford to really allow 9 shots because any one of them can go in on their tendies. Bigger story is JT Miller catching Shabbat with a cross check and him leaving the game. The Sens are in a playoff fight for their life right now, and they're already without their number 1 D and Jake Sanderson, and now they go down another guy. But despite the injuries and playing on a back-to-back, the Sens go into a huge game against Detroit to start Tuesday. They go up 3-0. The Noibs kick in a little bit, but they hold off a late push to win by 1 goal. Detroit is sour at the end. There's fights and scrums, but all of it seems irrelevant because the Red Wings are choking this season away right now. The Yzer plan is simply on its last leg. The Sens spot is safe for now because the Islanders miss out on their free win against the Chicago Bedards. But to be fair, Bedard is finally getting a little bit more help because of Anton Frundell making his NHL debut. He gets an assist, and it throws a huge wrench into the Islanders' playoff hopes. The good news for them is that the Penguins lost again, and they got rinsed by another.
Wow. The Penguins They got Sidney Crosby back, didn't
Their
they?
goaltender interference call. They're 0 for 8 this season on challenging it. I mean, this one was probably
Wow.
goaltender interference, but the hell do I know? The league doesn't even know either. The fact is that Pittsburgh fans feel like they're getting shafted, and the Nate Dogg has heard all the buzz around McDavid and Kucherov, so he says, "Give me that damn puck. I'm scoring," and still leads the show in goals. Next up, Bruins versus Leafs. Zadorov smokes Tavares from behind in the numbers. Someone, for the love of God, step in. The guy left the island to come to this shit show, and would you look at that? It's the 20-year-old rookie Easton Cowan shedding the mitts right away. Leafs
Yo, that's at first I really didn't think much about it with the Leafs, but that is a bad thing, bro. It's really bad to watch your teammate take a crazy shot like that. Like if the first couple times you may be like, ah, but nah, like yeah, you gotta have dang, am I okay? You gotta show up for your teammate, man. You got to. Put me out there on the ice. I tell you, I can't skate for shit. I go out there and throw it. But I ain't gonna lie. One good tug, and I'm I'm face first into the ice. Hey, I stood up for my teammate though.
actually win, but they still lose because Boston has their pick. So parade is canceled. Big game between Jackets and Flyers as well. Columbus can really bury the Flyers' chances of making it, and they do. Zach Werenski, another goal and assist. He might be the Norris winner this year. Jackets win 3-2 and are on a run of a lifetime under Rick Bowness. Meanwhile, Montreal doing their thing against Carolina. Caulfield and Demidov scoring goals, 5 unanswered against the Hurricanes, the top team in the East. Montreal is well on track to
I actually had somebody told me to react to some Montreal, some of their recent games, and I
become the
will.
youngest team in NHL history to make the playoffs. They did it last year, and they're in position to do it again. In Florida, it is Paul Maurice's 2000th NHL game. Absolutely nuts. What a coach. Standing O for him. Unfortunately, his team almost puts on a near disaster. 4-1 lead with 5 minutes left, and the Kraken clawing for points. Score 3 goals in under 2 minutes, including one from Bobby McJesus again to tie it. Sick trade, Toronto. Kraken need both points here, but they don't get them. Panthers avoid the choke, winning in a shootout. Out west, it's the Sharks versus Predators. This is literally the Sharks' 2026 Cup prophecy on the line here, and they lay an egg. The Preds are becoming a mini wagon here down the stretch at the perfect time. 5 goals in the first period. It was good night Jim Kite from there. Nashville wins their 5th in a row. There's also no team worse in the shootout and 3-on-3 OT this year than the LA Kings, but that's where the bread man comes in, and this has got potential SeatGeek goal of the week written all over. He comes in with a happy feet, goes sideways, flicks it over Dustin Wolf. Pavel Datsuk-esque. Ew. Did he go backwards? Stop making for Dustin Wolf. He comes in with that. Red man comes in, and this has got potential SeatGeek
First of all, the
goal of the week written all
nasty. What, two,
over. He
two.
comes in with a happy feet, goes sideways, flicks it over Dustin Wolf. Pavel Datsuk-esque. Ew. Did he go backwards? Stop making forward progress? All these questions, and if it should count, who cares? That is just some nasty work. The puck don't lie, though. They end up counting the Panarin goal, but it doesn't matter because Igor Sharangovich forgets the puck right through the legs of Kemper for the game winner. Kings have lost 18 games combined in the shootout and OT. That is honestly impressive. Check out this rock bottom here from Pierre-Luc Dubois and Robbie Thomas. Thomas goes to run a little interference. Dubois just says, "Get out of here, little bro." Hybrid German suplex a la Kurt Angle 2006. If you know, you know. He gets a match penalty. Blues shut out the Caps there. Low-key statistically, Joe Hofer has also been one of the best goalies since coming back from the Olympic break. Enter in Edmonton, who's looking to jump Vegas to get home ice, and Connor McDavid continues to make history. 2 goals to get his 400th career goal and his 1200th career point, becoming the 3rd fastest player to reach it behind only Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. Oilers win despite Tristan Jarry being their goalie. That's pretty much the punchline now. Mario Lemieux.
Well, I ain't gonna lie though. Jesus Christ. Look at this difference. Oh my God. Damn near 300 games better. Damn near, what is this? Oh my God.
Oilers win despite Tristan Jarry being their goalie. That's pretty much the punchline now. Meanwhile, Jack Hughes still got the twinkle toes since coming back from the Olympics. Another 2 goals in this game. Jersey beats Dallas, which is rare this season. But even though they're pretty much out, Hughes has been a bright spot for Devils fans. Our tanking friends in Vancouver had a nice night, and by that, I mean they lost to the Ducks. Glad to see they're doing well, or not well. Same thing right now. Just get Gavin McKenna, and I promise it'll all be worth it. Finally, we got the Wild versus the Lightning, which could be a potential cup final. Minnesota was up 3-1 halfway through the game, but Tampa is the boogeyman of the East. They come back to tie it, and look at this. Dumpin is going to force Gustafsson to play it off the boards. Let me just pick this up with my glove here, and oh shit, where is it? It's in my legs. Panic time, fall on my ass, and in comes Eric Chernak. He just rips it right into the camera and breaks it. Gary flips a desk in his office, having to expense another few grand. That's the game winner as Tampa wins off of Gustafsson, going full-on controller disconnected mode. Now, before Tuesday's games, we got to shout out our friends at finally qualify this year for sponsoring these weekly recaps. Now let's get into Tuesday's games. We are loaded with a couple Bettman specials this week. A million games on one night and then just 2 games on for Wednesday. One of them being the Leafs versus Rangers, the Toilet Bowl. Not going to lie, this is a pretty big game for determining who could have a better chance to win the draft lottery. Here's the thing. Last game, Craig Berube called out Joseph Wall saying that they needed a save. I don't know about that one, pal. The Leafs got outshot 2-1 in that game, let in a breakaway and a penalty shot goal in that one. I'm not sure it's on the goalie, but Giuseppe Wonderwall took it personally. 40 saves from him to just ruin the tank. Tavares gets the game winner. That mathematically eliminates the New York Rangers. The Leafs win the Toilet Bowl, but that really means they lost. On to the game that actually mattered. We had the Bruins versus the Sabres. This is actually shaping up to be a first-round matchup. Let's jump right into it with Boston up by 1. The Sabres are going to turn in a quick draw McGraw here. 2 goals in 21 seconds, including this slick tuck from Zach Benson.
Hold on, I just hit the wrong button. I turned the captions on. That was crazy. 2 goals in 21 seconds.
Has Swayman's belly button touching the ice. He gets ran over afterwards. That creates a little bit of a scrum. Boston, though, gets a little dose of lady luck themselves to tie the game off the boards right out in front to tap it in. Thank you very much. To OT we go, where it's Pavel Zacha telling UPL.
Oh, beautiful. That was beautiful. Who's that? Minton?
Same day delivery to close his damn legs. That is the winner. Pastrnak had 3 points in this game, by the way. Bruins get a huge 2 points to end the night. Let's go to Thursday. Back to a trillion games on, but there was a lot of juicy stuff going on. First, Tampa and Seattle. Big loss for Tampa as Victor Hedman, their captain, takes a leave of absence. He's been hurt for a good chunk of the year. It's just been one of those seasons for him, and Tampa missed him tonight, especially because they face Bobby McGee. The Leafs trades this year are the gift that keeps on giving. 6 goals in 7 games. Here's Brandon Montour also telling Vasilevsky to close his damn legs in disgust. Vasilevsky throws his head back because he knows he got him. Kraken win there. Eastern Conference arms race starts tonight too with the Blue Jackets and Canadians. It's opening day in the MLB, so Mason Marchment wants in. Strike 3 on the loose puck, whiffs on it in the dying seconds with an empty net. Montreal takes its get the moves on with 2 points. That's bad news for Columbus, especially because Ilya Sorokin is a cyborg. Vezina caliber year continues. 26 saves on 27 shots to beat the Stars. Then we had the Penguins playing the Sens. Everyone has said all season long, you better watch out for the Sens if they get goaltending, and holy shit, do they finally get some goaltending. Allmark likely has his game of the season, puts on a clinic, stopping shots on his back, going mano-a-mano on a B-way and saying, nah, that was followed up by probably the most entertaining 3-on-3 this season between these two teams, only for it to end in a shootout. Penguins suck this year in shootouts. They're 2 for 10, which means that they're actually due. They take a big extra point, but at what?
Damn. Carolina running shit over there. God. This is a good race right here, though. This definitely a good
cost.
race.
Sidney Crosby left the game halfway through and did not come back after taking a hit. For the love of God, get Sid in the dance and make sure he's back there in one piece. The future also looks like it's here for the Chicago Bedards. Does the kid finally have some help? Anton Frundell sets him up for his 30th tuck of the season, but then they're swiftly reminded that they're indeed still ass. Philly gives them a 5-1 beatdown with a little help from Spencer Knight. delivering pizzas. Checking in on the Avs, McKinnon is still sick of the McDavid and Kucherov talk. Another 2 goals for him. He's 2 from 50. And look at this absolute haymaker from Josh Manson. Holy, the manimal they call him. Just a right bomb.
Oof.
David and Kucherov talk. Another 2 goals for him. He's 2 from 50. And look at this absolute haymaker from Josh Manson. Holy, the manimal they call him. Just a right bomb, Captain Falcon style, right to the mouth. Avs win their 4th in a row, and they're looking scary yet again. Meanwhile, watch this tank job from the Panthers. D-zone draw, tie game. They say, we don't want the points. We want Gavin McKenna. Wild score, a buzzer beater with 4 seconds left. Florida Goose Eggs, they're 15th in the East, back-to-back Cup champs and king of the tank tonight until, well, Vancouver played as they did their job getting shut out by LA. Here's the second buzzer beater on the night for you in St. Louis. 2.4 seconds left in OT. Dylan Holloway buries San Jose, who have fallen right off of a cliff. Macklin Celebrini has already gotten a ton of love in his young career about his two-way game, but this was an ugly look for him. He was both dead tired and just didn't pick up on the urgency, and he watches Dylan Holloway step right in and take the game in OT. It looks like the future 2026 Cup champs will have to move on to 2027, as that is their 6th loss in a row. They have just completely fallen off the wagon here. Now, if you like the buzzer beaters, here's one more. Mikael Granlund, been a sneaky good ad for them in the summer. Scores with literally a second left on the clock in OT. Hat-trick goal as well. Sometimes she goes like that, and when it does, it is a great day. Then we had the Caps versus the Mammoth. This was lovely right from the start. Brandon Tanev hits Matt Wall along the boards. Both Wilson and Van Riemsdyk go after him right away. There's a scrum. After it's broken up, Tom Wilson accuses Tanev of turtling. No one wants that. So Tanev ends up answering the bell with Duhaime a little bit later. Couple lefts, couple rights. We're all square. Then out of nowhere, Tom Wilson just blows up Jamie McBain, sends him back in time to visit the dinosaurs. Dirty, clean. He gets 2 out. Sends him out of nowhere.
Look at this. What is that lady at?
Tom Wilson just blows up Jamie McBain, sends him back in time to visit the dinosaurs. Dirty, clean. He gets 2 either way. Don't forget, too, Jamie McBain was the guy that actually broke Ovi's leg last year. Hockey players don't forget, especially Tom Wilson, and he gets his lick there. However, speaking of Ovi, Alex Ovechkin, Russian machine, never break. 40 years old. I don't think he's taken a stride in the D zone since 2022, but it doesn't matter. He gets a hat trick in this game, 1 away from 30 on the season. This guy's life now is just scoring goals and drinking beers. What a life he lives as they take a wild one, winning 7-4. Speaking of wild, the Oilers versus Golden Knights is statistically the most probable first-round matchup as of right now, and everyone wants to kill each other in this game. It is incredible. First, Dickinson gets rocked. He doesn't like it, and we got a big scrum to end the first period. Even the ref isn't safe. He gets hit with a high stick right in the schnoz. He's like, screw this. I'm not breaking this up. Just skates out of the pile and says, figure it out. Meanwhile, while all this is going on afterwards, Darnell Nurse is blowing kisses to the Golden Knights. This is the Pacific pillow fight McDavid was talking about. He scored one in this one, by the way, but it is
Pacific pillow fight.
The Boosh bomb that tells us to start the car. He rips it upstairs, says, let's go home. And fun fact about Vegas losing this game. For the first time in franchise history, they will not end the season with more wins than losses, which is insane considering they will probably still make the playoffs because they have 15 losses in OT and shootout, and the Pacific Division is an absolute joke. So Friday meant another Bettman special, just 2 games on a toilet bowl to start in the Blackhawks versus Rangers. This is big for the lottery. Canucks already have the best odds locked down, but the Hawks and Rangers are really in a tank off here to see who comes in with the second best odds. How about this for a cookie night, though?
Well, ain't that kind of crazy? Does the NHL do anything to try to prevent tanking, or they just let it happen?
Cora scores his first NHL goal. Dylan Grant makes 27 saves to get his first NHL win. Chicago's been tanking for years now. They're pretty good at this. So they get spanked 6-1 by the Rangers.
Chicago's been tanking for years now. They're pretty good at this. Oh, bro. Like, it's got to get to a certain point to, like, where, like, as a man, like, bro, something like that would absolutely piss me off. I don't care who said it. Piss me off to my core, bro. Like what what has to happen to make you want to win? Seriously. Something has to change. Like, what do you got to do to change? Something has to change.
The other game is the Sabres versus Red Wings. This is a must-win for Detroit. The Yzer plan has been borderline shambles here, and missing the playoffs would pretty much be the end of it. So Detroit's season's on the line, and they come out and play like it. 3 goals in the first period pretty much set the tone from there. Alex DeBrincat had a 3-point night. He's quietly having a sick year, leading Detroit in points. Kane buried the empty netter too, and then shushes the Buffalo crowd in his hometown as Detroit pulls off a big win. Gibson looks solid as well. They're going to need to go on a run here, and beating Buffalo is a great start before we head into the chaos that is Saturday night hockey. Now, it started with the Panthers versus the Islanders, where we see another potential SeatGeek goal of the week. We're dancing out of the gate here. Matthew Tkachuk gets a break and goes between the legs and upstairs on Ilya Sorokin, of all goalies. That is just some nasty work. Slick Rick motive. He had 2 goals in this one. However, the Islanders turn on the Jets and score 5 unanswered goals in the second period. Pack her up. Panthers are doing hell of a job with the tank, while the Island get a massive 2 points. That puts a lot of pressure on Ottawa to find a way to win a game. The East is ruthless, and so is this from Yanni Gord. Ask Brady Tkachuk, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap, whacks him right in the schnoz. No Kucherov in this one either for Tampa, and yet Ottawa still finds a way to fall short. Yet the biggest story in this one was Ottawa starting James Reimer over Linus Ullmark. Ullmark had a few days rest, and even Coach Travis Green said he would start Ullmark every game if he could, but he said he needed a rest and wasn't available, which has Sens fans up in arms. There's 9 games left in the season, in the middle of the tightest playoff race we've ever seen, and they're not playing their $8 million goalie. Potential to get worse as well, as Columbus, Detroit, and Boston are all in action. Boston throws down with a wild couple of haymakers thrown in this game too, but the Bruins are dialed. Boston throws down with a wild couple of haymakers thrown in this game too, but the Bruins are dialed in right now. Swayman looks unreal. The depth is coming up big. No one thought they'd be this good and in this position at the beginning of the season, and they are. It's a great time to be a Bees fan. How about this, though, for a swift kick right in the cojones? 120 left. Chershunov goes one knee for the hockey card, buries an absolute dagger into Columbus. They don't even make it in OT to get the extra point, while the Sharks break out of their 6-game losing skid. Meanwhile, the Penguins are in one lately. No Malkin or Crosby, and they're getting hosed again by the Stripes. Look at this. Bischel takes Carlson's stick mid-play. He's yelling at Stripes to open his eyes, call a penalty, do something. Barking at him he's yelling at Stripes by the Stripes. Look at this. Bischel takes Carlson's stick mid-play. He's yelling at Stripes to open his eyes, call a penalty, do something. Barking at him the entire shift, and then Bischel ends up scoring. That sends Carlson over the edge, rightfully so. He starts torching the Stripes. Penguins can't recover, and that
he told the referee, "You piece of shit, you suck."
Ends up being the game winner to boot. This would make it a perfect time for Detroit to gain some ground going up against Philly. It's 3-0 Flyers at this point. Nolan Tippett decides he's going to walk Ben Sherratt like a Philly. It's 3-0 Flyers at this point. Nolan Tippett decides he's
he was moving like Zegers.
He's going to walk Ben Sherratt like a dog. He has him swinging his stick like a blind man in the park. Potential SeatGeek goal of the week there too. Detroit almost comes all the way back down 3-0, but no bueno in the end, and another golden chance is wasted by the Red Wings. Tonight's toilet bowl winners are no teams, but instead just these 2 monsters. A 6'9 Douglas going up against a 6'8 Klapka. You need a ladder just to see the fight, and that's probably all you want to see between these 2 teams, because the hockey ain't great. Meanwhile, speaking of the hockey not being great, the Pacific and the division title is pretty much on the line here. A win here for Anaheim would secure first place, but McDavid goes off. 3 points, reclaims the scoring lead as the Oilers win their 3rd in a row and get closer to potentially taking the top spot there. The rest of the Pacific was no bueno as usual. Somehow Bobby McMahon is still Wayne Gretzky, another goal and assist, but they still lose to the Buffalo Sabres. Just seems like Seattle can't get out of their own way of being painfully mid. On the other hand, you got Vegas trying desperately to shake the Fugazi name as Rasmus Anderson decides to go coast to coast, butter and toast. Does it all himself, but Dylan Strome in the shootout. Little shake and bake has Aiden butter and toast. Really to shake the Fugazi.
This might could have been up there nominated for SeatGeek Goal of the Week,
Gazy
though.
name as Rasmus Anderson decides to go coast to coast, butter and toast, does it all himself, but Dylan Strome in the shootout. Little shake and bake has Aiden Hill falling on his ass like he had one too many on the dance floor. Vegas honestly continues to surprise me with how mid they've been all season long, too. You can count the Kings in there as well. It's entirely possible we see yet another Kings-Oilers first-round matchup for the 5th year in a row. I'm sure everyone is dying to see that, but they can't get their act together either. Utah blows them out 6-2. Nobody in the West wants to win, including Nashville. Anytime it's Saturday night, you know Cole Caulfield's scoring a goal. He gets his 45th of the season as the Montreal. Saturday night, you know.
No lie. That is nasty work, boy. That's nasty work. I know he saw his teammate with this nice
Cole
shot
Caulfield
right
scoring a
here.
goal. He gets his 45th of the season as the Montreal Canadiens beat the Predators in a game where they could have used the 2 points. But the craziest thing is that the Winnipeg Jets are actually not out of this thing, fellas. They are still the former President Trophy winners. They have been in and out of the basement, but because everyone in the West is so bad, they're still right on the cusp of making it. A 4-2 win over the Avs puts them 3 points back of a playoff spot. And I'll tell you right now, even though playoff hellebuck is a thing, it has his reputation, in a year where he basically won the gold medal himself, he's not a attendee I'd love to face in round 1 as the 8th seed. If the Jets do the unthinkable, they could pull off a sneaky heist here and make it in. So that leaves Sunday. Almost every game had playoff implications. The others simply meant that they were one day closer to going to Cancun. But the shocking news of the day came out of Vegas. They make a coaching change by firing Bruce Cassidy and bringing in John Tortorella. Yes, that's right. We have the return of Torts, and this is a ballsy move from Vegas. They have won.
Yo, FanDuel tweeted that. It's crazy. FanDuel tweeted that.
A cup with Bruce Cassidy, but this season they have not looked like a convincing playoff team, even though they're in a spot as of right now. But here's the thing. When you look at the advanced numbers since the Olympic break, Vegas ranks 3rd in 5-on-5 expected goal share, and shot attempt share. They've also allowed the fewest shots against per 60 and the 3rd fewest expected goals against. The issue is that they're last in shooting percentage and 2nd last in save percentage. But Vegas is all about results. They don't give a damn about your feelings, and so John Tortorella is now at the helm to give them a coaching boost, potentially going into the playoffs here. Let's get to the big games, though. Columbus versus Boston is massive. They're both in the last 2 wildcard spots in the East, so they set the tone early. 2 monster fights, first between Jeannot and Goodbranson, and then Olivier versus Kastelik. This one had everything you wanted in a game. The Jackets went up 3-0, but Boston slowly climbed back, and then with 11 seconds left, Pavel Zacha ties the game to piss off Detroit, New York, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, you name it. The 3-point games are killer, and so is Victor Arvidsson in the shootout. He scores as Boston completes the 3-0 comeback to stun Columbus. That extra point right there can come back to haunt them if they don't make the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Canadians, they just keep on winning. Cole Caulfield again, man. He's going to hit 50 this year.
No wonder. No wonder why that guy told me to react to the Canadians. Dude, they're on fire.
Lane Hudson makes NHL history, becoming the fastest defenseman in history to record 30 multi-assist games. Too small for the NHL, by the way. The Habs have now won 5 in a row. As for Nashville, they need this win badly, but the 872-year-old Corey Perry is still out here scoring game winners, if you can believe it. Black eye and everything. Best retirement home player there is. Ruins the Sunday night for the Preds and leaves us with this. So to end the week, these are the standings. The East is an arms race. The West, not really, but it is still a race. Let us know who surprised you in week 22. What pissed you off? Make sure you drop a comment down below. We got break.
Oh, man. That is wild. I can't believe. I can't believe. I mean, we've been watching these weekend recaps and seeing that Vegas been struggling, but dang, dude, NHL really is ruthless, bro. That's ruthless, right? And they said, bro, we got to make the playoffs. You tripping? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them gone, man. But Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. If you want to see more videos just like this, check out the video in the middle of the screen. Stay peaceful, stay positive, stay disciplined, and always, always, always be kind.